What if I told you there's a map? Not just any map, but one that should not exist. A map that reaches across time, across oceans, and across the veil of forgotten memory. A map that points to a civilization lost, buried, wiped from the pages of history. Not by nature, but by deliberate design. Imagine a society that understood the stars, that mastered the Earth's energy grid, that mapped the world before Antarctica was covered in ice. And now, piece by piece, the truth is being uncovered. By the end of this video, you'll see the connections hidden in plain sight. You'll understand why this civilization was erased. And most importantly, you'll realize that the map didn't just survive the fall, it survived for you. Let's begin with an artifact found in 1929. Inside the dusty archives of the Topkapi Palace in Istanbul. It was a fragment of a world map drawn on gazelle skin by the Ottoman admiral and cartographer Piri Reis. At first glance, it looked like a beautifully illustrated 16th century map. But there was a problem. It showed the coastline of Antarctica with astonishing accuracy. Centuries before, Antarctica was officially discovered in 1820. And here's what really stunned researchers. The landmass beneath the ice was mapped in perfect detail. Modern radar didn't even confirm this subglacial topography until the 20th century. How could Piri Reis have known? According to his own writings, he didn't create the map from scratch. He compiled it from ancient source maps, dozens of them. Many were said to be passed down from a lost age, from a people who could see the world from above. Some of these charts were allegedly recovered from the Library of Alexandria, others traded by sailors who claimed they were copied from temples long since swallowed by sand and sea. And so the question becomes, who were these original mapmakers? And what else did they know? The Piri Reis map isn't the only enigma. There's the Orontius Phineas map, drawn in 1531, depicting an ice-free Antarctica, complete with mountains, rivers, and settlements. Then there's the Buach map, showing Antarctica in two landmasses, separated by water. A detail not confirmed until seismic surveys in the 20th century. The Zeno map from 1380 shows Greenland without its ice sheet. It also contains accurate longitudes, something thought impossible before the invention of the marine chronometer. These maps were too advanced, too consistent, to be based on guesswork or coincidence. In each case, they reflect knowledge of geodesy, spherical trigonometry, and satellite-level precision. Where did this knowledge come from? Modern historians dismiss these anomalies as errors or forgeries. But alternative researchers, geologists, and even former military analysts believe differently. They say the only logical explanation is that these ancient charts were inherited from a forgotten global maritime culture, one that predates all known civilizations. A culture capable of global navigation, a culture that measured the earth, mapped the skies, and then disappeared. Across every continent, the ruins remain. Megalithic architecture that modern machines struggle to replicate. Stone blocks weighing hundreds of tons, fitted with surgical precision. Sites aligned to celestial events with mathematical exactitude. These aren't the remnants of primitive societies. They are the footprints of something greater, a culture we know by many names. Atlantis, described by Plato as a vast island beyond the Pillars of Hercules. Mu, the sunken land of the Pacific. Lemuria, a once mighty realm stretching across the Indian Ocean. Kumari Kandam, the Tamil legend of a drowned continent rich in science and philosophy. What connects them all? A timeline. The Younger Dryas period, around 12,800 years ago, when the Earth experienced a sudden and dramatic shift. The planet plunged into chaos. Glaciers melted. Sea levels rose over 400 feet. Entire coastlines disappeared beneath the waves. This was not a gradual decline. It was a cataclysm. Recent scientific studies support the theory of a comet impact or solar outburst during this era, an event that would have obliterated coastal cities worldwide. Is it possible this was the moment the lost civilization was destroyed? Their cities drowned, their temples shattered, their knowledge scattered like ash in the wind. But not all was lost. What if the maps didn't just show land, but power? Hidden within the Piri Reis and maps are patterns that align with ancient ley lines, a global network of energetic pathways said to connect sacred sites. When you overlay ancient monuments with these grids, a striking picture emerges. The Great Pyramid of Giza, Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, Angkor Wat, Teotihuacan, the Nazca Lines, Easter Island, all aligned, all humming with geomagnetic and telluric energy. What if the maps weren't just navigational tools, but spiritual blueprints? Ancient civilizations didn't just build randomly. They chose specific nodal points on the Earth's energy field. They encoded sacred geometry into their cities. They harmonized with planetary resonance. They knew the Earth itself was a living being. Some believe this energy was used to levitate stone, to heal the body, to open portals to other realms. This wasn't just a lost civilization. It was a lost science, a forgotten technology that fused spirit and matter. And the maps? They're not just relics. They are invitations to remember. But if this knowledge was so advanced, why was it buried? Because it threatened the new order. As empires rose, Babylon, Rome, the Church, they rewrote history. Sacred texts were burned, temples desecrated, truth keepers hunted down and silenced. Knowledge that once empowered humanity to live in harmony with the cosmos was hidden behind symbolism, encoded in myth, or locked away in private vaults, like the Vatican's secret archives. The deeper truth is this: there has been a war on memory, and the greatest threat to the powers of control is the awakening of those who remember. But the memory cannot be fully erased. It lives in your dreams, your intuition, the goosebumps when you stand before a pyramid, or the tears that come when you hear ancient chants. You feel it, don't you? Something deep inside knows we've been here before, and that something is calling us back. This ancient map is not just etched on parchment. It is etched in your soul. You carry the codes, the blueprints, the fragments of a world that once pulsed with unity, light, and divine intelligence. Perhaps you've seen it in your dreams. A shining city with towers of crystal, temples that sing, a sky filled with golden ships. These are not fantasies. They are memories, bleeding through from a time long forgotten. You are the descendant of that world. You are the heir to that wisdom. And this map has reemerged for a reason. Because now is the time to remember, to rebuild, to restore what was lost. The map leads not just to a forgotten land, but to a future reborn. And that journey begins with you. If you felt the truth in these words, if the pieces are clicking into place, then you are one of the rememberers. Like this video to let the algorithm know that these ancient truths still matter. Subscribe to join the awakening, and share this with a fellow seeker. Because the time of forgetting is over, the map has resurfaced, and now, together, we follow its path back to the stars.